You will hear that President Trump was yelling and, quote, really angry at advisors who told him he needed to be doing something more. And aware of the rioters' chance to hang Mike Pence, the president responded with this sentiment, quote, maybe our supporters have the right idea. Mike Pence, quote, deserves it.
Quote, this is not an unnamed source. This is somebody said this under oath to the point where Liz Cheney could present it in an opening statement last night, telling us what she is able to prove happened between the election in November and January 6th. And that it's ongoing. The whole coup thing is still going on, and you've got, an inordinate amount of people in this country. Yes, they are a minority, but they are dangerous, and they are fueled, and they are filled with hatred for this country and everything that it stands for, to the point where they will do violence. They are willing to do violent things. They are willing to overthrow the government. They are willing to, do lawless things, aggressive things, in order to get their way. It's really sick and sad, but she said it was a quote, those people are doing the right thing, chanting, hang Mike Pence. Mike Pence deserves it. This is the president of the free world saying this about his friend and compadre, Mike Pence. Oh my God. And this is after they had tried everything that you could possibly try that was deceitful, that was evil, that was underhanded, that was ugly, that was fake and fraudulent. And none of it was working. None of it was actually working, except with some people in the United States believing these lies. And like I said, I think some people in this country knew he was lying, but they thought he was lying for them. And so they said, well, he's a liar. Yeah, but he's my liar. He's doing this for us. He's doing this for old, pasty white men who are afraid of everybody and everything that is America. Afraid it didn't work out for them. Afraid and resentful that somebody else might get something that they didn't get. And we have to stop them from getting something that I didn't get. But in the end, I think they all found out that they would be served up on a platter too, because over 800 of them have been arrested and prosecuted. Dozens of them are facing charges of seditious conspiracy. I mean, Stuart Rhodes is sitting in federal prison. Enrique Tarrio and like 6 other henchmen of his, they're sitting in federal prisons. 9 people died as a result of this. 150 police officers were wounded, and you still have people in this country that want to believe so bad that all of this was for them. All of this was for them. And so they will say, what about Portland? Leaving out the part where the Proud Boys were on the rooftops with sniper rifles. Leaving out the white supremacists that, knocked over the AutoZone and started the looting in Detroit at the Black Lives Matter protests. Leaving aside the fact that there were like 8,300 protests in this country, and like 5 of them turned violent. And it seems like wherever the violence happened, prosecutions also occurred, but there was interference, violent intervention. This is so needed. This explanation, this truth, this fact-finding is so needed right now. Because, and look who's doing it. I mean, you have one of the most conservative, uber conservative people in the world, Liz Cheney, somebody I would disagree with on everything except for what does the Constitution say? What does it provide for in an election? What are the procedures and what is the requirement of a United States president after he loses a free and fair election and the electors are certified and submitted to Congress? On January 20th, What does the losing president have to do in America? He has to peacefully transfer power to the winner of that election. Well, you know that they thought that Donald Trump was so dangerous in between the loss of the election and January 20th that the cabinet, oh yeah, that's why Betsy DeVos, I don't know if you know this, yesterday she spoke out. Yesterday she said, oh, this is why I resigned. I had to leave. Elaine Chao, who's Mitch McConnell's wife, who was the Secretary of Transportation, apparently that cabinet were all talking about using the 25th Amendment to remove Donald Trump after the election. And, we were sitting here saying, why in the world would you want to remove the president who is a lame duck president who's on his way out the door anyway and isn't going to be president on January 20th? Why would you do that? They thought he was so dangerous that he had to be removed by a constitutional procedure, invoking the 25th Amendment, which, the cabinet has to invoke it. The people around him have to invoke it. The people he appointed have to invoke it. And then 2/3 of the House and Senate have to agree to, and so they didn't think that they had a shot at it, but they all resigned en masse. They all left to try and send us a message. This guy is bat crap and he's dangerous.